Hi all, welcome to the final whistle. It's match preview time. Leicester travel to Manchester this weekend to take on Manchester United. Will Man United be fatigued a bit after the game against Barcelona? Man United are obviously in European competition. Can Leicester take advantage? Who knows? Who knows? It should be a good game at Old Trafford. I'll be joined by Natalie Burrell, the Man United fan. You'll know Nat if you follow women's football or follow Man United then. But yeah, guys, get involved as always. Let me know what you think the score's going to be and how the game's going to go and all that. Get your score predictions in. Let me know if Leicester are drawing, winning. You know how it is. So let's get this match preview underway, shall we? Remember to smash a like on the stream if you enjoy our content. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed already, please go and do so. It'd be really much appreciated. So let's get this match preview underway, shall we? And I will see you in just a minute. Hi all, welcome to the final whistle for another match preview then. Really hope everyone's well this evening. A big game for Leicester on Sunday. Can we outfox Manchester United at Old Trafford? We'll be talking to Nat about the game. We'll get Nat's thoughts. We'll get Nat's thoughts on Man United as well. How their season's gone under Eric Ten Hag. We'll get her thoughts on Leicester as well. Evening, Kaysen. Hope you're well. Reedy B, good evening, Jack. Good evening to you. Evening, Sean. We can win. Why not? Why not? Let's get my guest in then. Mrs. Natalie Burrell. How are you?
I'm good, Jack. Yeah, get me under the United badge. I'm excited. I'm excited for the weekend's game. Premier League back. Bread and butter, we're doing well. I'm looking forward to it.
Nat, talk to me firstly about where everyone can find you then.
Yeah, so on Twitter, my handle's there, Natalie_17, but I've got my own YouTube channel. Like you said, it's a lot about women's football, but we tweet about men's and women's as well. And that's Only One United. So yeah, definitely go and check that out on the Twitter, Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah. Natalie, thoughts on your season so far then? You're third in the league. You're playing some good football under Eric Ten Hag. Firstly, talk to me now about how it's gone under the Eric Ten Hag era.
Oh, it's everything that I've wanted, everything I've dreamed of, waited for. This is what Man United have needed, like a manager who knows his style, who knows football, who knows what he's doing, who knows how to get the best out of players. I've rated pretty much every manager we've had, to be honest. It's just, I don't know, it seems like they've really put everything behind this guy. They really tried to back him, which they did in the summer. Even in the winter, he's wanted like players and they've actually brought him in when he's wanted. Yeah, we've had limited funds because everyone knows we're about to be taken over in the but they've not, like, managers gone by, they've like sort of told them who they can sign and stuff like that, and I don't think board of directors should be getting involved in that level. I think the manager knows what style he wants, what players he wants to get rid of, and he's sort of led that. But what's been really important is he's come in and he said, this is how I play, this is non-negotiable, you need to play like this. He hasn't sort of forced it on them, but he said, I can get the best out of you, you believe in me and we can do it together, and everyone's bought into it. all the players, the fans, you know, the ones that haven't bought into it, they're out the door. So it's been good. It's been good, and I always thought, you know, we'd finish fourth, but we're up there. You know, we could. I don't think we will, but we could. You know, Gary Neville's saying we can finish second. Why not? Why not go on and finish second, and you know, get a trophy, whether that's FA Cup. You know, we're in the final of the Carabao Cup, and I'm confident that we can win that. So that'll be our first trophy for a while, hopefully. But even not, you know, could get a double, could get a treble. You know, I don't think we'll win the league, but, you know, we could win the Europa League and the FA Cup and the League Cup. And, you know, to me, then that's a good season. Even like a double or even if a cup and second, you know, stuff like that is what we wanted. And then we kick on in the summer. And I think next year, or definitely the year after, we'll be winning the league again. I think it's coming soon. And I'm excited for what he's doing because, like I say, it's attacking football. It's what we want to see.
That's Man United's target, isn't it, Natalie? Champions League football. Obviously, you've been in around the Europa League sort of area now the last few seasons, haven't you? It hasn't been great under the managers that you've had. Obviously, Louis van Gaal won you the FA Cup. You had Jose Mourinho. You've had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You've had Ryan Giggs. Ten Hag. Let's talk about transfer business, what he's done this season. Martinez, Casemiro, Weghorst. Talk to me about them players. Obviously, Anthony coming in as well from Ajax, who Ten Hag would know well. Talk to me about how them signings have impacted Man United season. That
the winners, especially Martinez. And Casemiro. But it's what we've needed. We needed a strong, commanding centre back. You know, we already had Varane there, and this is just adding to it. And it's just taking us up another level. I think he's everything. He wants to win. He knows how to win. And he's commanding, like I said, he's a commanding presence at the back. A lot of people are slagging him off, but he's proved all the doubters wrong, in my opinion. Because he just loves to defend, loves to put his body on the line. He'll do anything. And that's what it should mean to a defender. It should mean to every player playing for Man United. You should want to put your body on the line. And don't think we've had that enough. Casemiro speaks for himself. World class. Winner. Champions League, 5-time Champions League winner, world class. But we've always needed someone in the middle to sort of dictate the play. And I think as well, you know, Jack, you can't forget Christian Eriksen came in on a free.
Eriksen as well, yeah.
Yeah, for me, even though he's out now, and he's a big miss though because he's out, I think he's been like a Paul Scholes kind of, the way he's been like spraying the ball and doing that kind of thing. And dictates play, and like Casemiro's like the Roy Keane. It's throwing it back to how we used to play with these top quality players in throughout the spine. You know what I mean? Like 2 top quality centre backs, 2 top quality central midfielders, and then obviously you got like Rashford and stuff up there. I mean, Weghorst has done all right. He might not have been for what we had. For like, I know it sounds stupid, like, well, yeah, he's got no money, but everyone knows why we had to do it. We're, you know, on the verge of a sale now, so we had no money.
Was more of a Igalo signing, wasn't it? Now,
yeah, he's not one for the future. But like you say, if that's the kind of player that he wants there, like a 9 that can hold it up, that can spray it off, then plays in Rashford. You know, that's what I want to see. I want that kind of player there, and obviously, yeah, he's just an Igalo, he's just a stopgap for now, but that will be the future, you know, a player like that, you know, probably with a bit more class and a bit younger. And it's I mean, God, look at Rashford, you know, what he's done to Rashford. I always knew Rashford was class, yeah, and a lot of people were slugging Rashford off last year, but he's just showing that if you give him confidence, if you believe in him, if you tell him that he's class, you see what's coming through.
How do you think Man United's season's gone then, Nat, under Ten Hag this season? How do you actually think it's gone? I mean, you're 3rd in the league. You're battling out with Newcastle, aren't you? We're 3rd and 4th at the minute. How has things gone this season as a Man United fan?
Great. You know, what can you say? I mean, yes, obviously we played Arsenal, and it was disappointing. I'm not gonna lie, because we were on a big run, and obviously they ended up winning. But for me, even look at them now. Probably if we played them again, we beat them. But you know where we're at in terms of, you know, a year under Ten Hag, and I mean that's a problem that he's causing to Arteta, who's been doing this rebuild for them for a good couple of years. For me, it's disappointing now, and it should be disappointing. And you know, even going to the new camp 2-2 you should be disappointed. You should have seen that out, but it just shows that we add in a few players here, and like I'm talking about, you know, just upgrade a few players. And to me, it's we're laughing. We're halfway there in what, you know, it's came in August, July, in about over 6 months, you know, less than a year. We're halfway there, and you know, it's just what we needed. You know, a guy like this to come in and just take the reins and work his magic.
Yep. Let's get on to the game, Natalie. Man United versus Leicester. A big game. Man United's home form has been very good this season. I believe they're undefeated, are they, at home? Man U?
Yeah. There's not. Yeah, we know we beat Arsenal, beat City, beat Liverpool.
Crystal Palace.
Eh?
Did you draw to Crystal Palace and then you beat Leeds last game, didn't you?
Yeah, drew with Leeds, but you know it's still undefeated. Yeah, little games like that. You know, drew against Newcastle, drew against Leeds. You know, next year we need to be turning those draws into wins. But you know, you expect that from Leeds. It's because we were playing a lot of games, I think. But you know, they came out, they attacked from the off. But you know, Newcastle, they defended. We know that they're quite a good team, not up there for no reason. So yeah, but I mean, look, when we played City, when we played Arsenal, played Liverpool, we've shown the class, in my opinion, especially at home, especially with the home crowd. I feel like, you know, I don't know how well you know people know, but we've got like the TRA, which is the Red Army, which is in that corner. It used to be in the other corner, but now it's in the Stretford end, and there's talking about like making the Stretford end all standing and removing the execs and, you know, giving back to the fans. And, you know, for me, I think behind that goal, having like fans that are, you know, the hardcore fans, I don't want to say the real fans, but you know what I mean, having them kind of people behind the goal, roaring them on. I think definitely in the derby it helped. But yeah, it's important. That's why I kicked their second half, and obviously Leeds, even though we didn't get the win, but it's a big reason. I think the fans and being at home while we got the point in the end.
Yep. What's your thoughts on Leicester, Natalie? 13th in the league. They're on a good run of form now, beating Tottenham, drawing with Brighton, beat Aston Villa. It was a bit worrying. Last time we spoke about Leicester, wasn't it, that before the Villa game? It was one where we talked about, we said Leicester wouldn't get relegated. I was quite confident that Leicester won't get relegated. I believe that we've got good enough quality now, and we've got strengthened in our squad again in the January window and all that, and we've got the injuries back now. What's your thoughts on Leicester now, and on like an outside point of view as a neutral supporter? Surprised where they are.
Yeah, I'm surprised because Leicester have always been up there winning cups and stuff. You know, obviously you won the Premier League when you won it, but like you said, you've won. Was it a League Cup or the FA Cup? I can't remember which cup it was that you won recently.
The FA Cup in 2021.
The FA Cup. So, you know, you're up there. You're always up there competing in and around, you know, top 6, top 8 kind of thing. And to see you at the bottom is surprising. And like you're saying, you've got high quality players there. Obviously, you know, it's not, please don't kill me, guys, but you know, it's Leicester. It's not, you know, your Man United, your Liverpool, your big sort of names, but obviously you still got those high quality players and you're still managing to keep them. So it is really good. You know, it does show what a great job is being done at Leicester by the board and all that stuff. And but it's sort of been like this season for you has been like hit and miss, in my opinion. Like I said, only just a couple of months ago we were saying, oh, where are Leicester going to pick up points? And then now you're beating Tottenham, you're beating this. Like you're saying, you're going on a good run, beat Villa, drew with Brighton. So it's going to be a tough game because beating Tottenham, you've got all that confidence, you know. I feel like you guys have good home form though as well. I mean, someone will say probably you got
better than at home.
Oh, right, okay.
So
But the
we're
Leicester
quite
I
good away
know
from
always wins at home. When I've been to Leicester, you know, Jamie Vardy goals. That's what I remember of going to Leicester and stuff. So it is like a fortress kind of thing for you. I mean, yeah, you get moments like that, don't you, when the pressure at home gets too much for them. But you know, you guys will be confident. You know, coming to Old Trafford, you would have seen what Leeds had done, and that was off the back of like being back to back to games. So, you know, obviously we're coming away from Barca disappointed, but we have to be on it straight away. I'm disappointed. I think we did well versus Leeds, but no disrespect, we should have been beating Leeds anyway. But then no disrespect to Leicester, I feel like we should beat you anyway. But Casemiro is a mega miss. This is his last game of his suspension.
Yeah. After throttling
yeah. Well, they were all like it. That's what annoys me. They're all like it.
Slot pushing Anthony, they all kicked off.
Yeah. You know, Casemiro, big miss. Obviously, we already know about Eriksen, but that's Spitzer. He's come in. He's done well. He did well versus Leeds. I think he was just getting into it versus Palace, but like now he's had a lot more weeks and a lot more training and a lot more game time with the boys. So I'll say he's coming in.
Winner as well, though, isn't he? With
yeah, and he's got the mentality and he's getting used to it. But I think for me, he's not Casemiro, not in a horrible way to him, but obviously Casa has had his time. He's more used to the team, you can say. So maybe he will be Casemiro-esque, but he's just sort of settling in. So I know we're going to get onto it, but I'm confident we can win, but then nothing's ever confirmed until the whistle blows and the balls are going in the nets, isn't it?
Who would you feel that Man United will have to look out for in this, Natalie? We're going to get on to stats and that in a minute. Talked about last time round at Old Trafford. Who are the biggest threats Man United will look out for from Leicester? Surely it's Iheanacho. They know him well from his time at City. Loves the goal against Man United. James Maddison, Yuri Tillemans, Harvey Barnes. Are they the players that Man United really need to keep out in this game?
Yeah, definitely. I think Iheanacho. Sorry, I've said his name wrong. But he is the guy. Like always, when it pops up, I'm hearing it's him scoring, and it's the pace with him, because that's what Leeds. That's what they sort of did. Their player he ran in and just boom. Yeah, and that's what I'm worried about with Casa. Now Casemiro might come in and take him out, and then that might have, but we ain't got that kind of player there, and I am worried about him banging a goal. Sorry. Edge of the area. Sorry, let me get a drink of water. Edge of the area, banging a goal in, and that's what he's. I didn't watch all the Spurs game, but I think that's sort of how he scored and stuff, and that's what you need to watch out for. And the quick passing moves. Obviously, James Maddison rated him for a while. Tillemans rated him a lot. And I don't know like his situation, but I know a lot of big clubs are looking at him or wanting him, and it's good that he's playing for Leicester. You know what I mean? And he's he's magic for you guys. Yeah, so that's one I'm guessing they're going to be watching out for and hoping they can keep him quiet in the show. And like I said, the midfielders as well, because they'll be playing the balls to him.
What did you think to Leicester's transfer business, Natalie? Suter, Christensen, Tete. It was players that Leicester needed to strengthen in them areas, wasn't it? Now, I think that's where we were lacking, wasn't we? And I think that's where we got it right with the scouting and all that.
Yeah, that's always the most important. I mean, you can always go and get a different player or this and that, but you need to strengthen in the areas you need strengthening.
It's got to be the right players, hasn't it, Natalie?
Yeah, it's got to be the right players, the right mentality, and it's got to be the right areas. You can strengthen close to an area, but if that's what I think. Man United have had issues. We've had issues with defensive midfielder. Go out and get a defensive midfielder, and Don't just buy a central midfielder who can maybe sometimes play there. Go out and get a sort of specialist in that. And, you know, those are the areas you're struggling. You've gone out and got the players that you need. And maybe, you know, this is to put you onto form now. So, you know, like you say, I've always thought Leicester have done good business. I mean, I don't know what you think, Jack, but there was a bit of Rodgers out, Rodgers in. I don't know where everyone sits on it now. But you can always say Leicester always do good business.
Yeah, it's been an up and down season for Leicester. You've seen the highs, you've seen the lows, and that all comes as a package as a football fan, doesn't it, Nat? And if things ain't going right with the manager and things ain't going right on the pitch, then the manager gets the blame, doesn't he? You know, straight away, it's the manager. It's not the players, it's the manager. He chooses the team and all that. And I think with Brendan, he was frustrated. He was very frustrated in the first half of the season that he felt that he wasn't being backed. He wanted the players, he wanted to spend money, and it was just like, well, in the summer they brought in a goalkeeper, and I think they brought Wout Fassing as well, and Brendan was like, well, we needed more players, but Brendan was frustrated. He threw the fans under the bus, the owners and all that, and I guess with Brendan, you know, when you're in front of the media, you've got to watch what you say, because the media like to twist a lot of things in what managers seem to come out with in the press conferences. And I think with Brendan, he cried out for it, and then the board have backed him. And then, you know, and then after like the transfer window, like, well, we've paid off £194 million of debt from the owner, and that shows how committed and loyal the owners really are.
Yeah, good owners. That's what you need in a football club. Never.
That's why you can't run with a glazier, isn't it, Nat?
Yeah. Well, hopefully, you know, they're saying 10 o'clock, we'll find out who's bidded what. So, yeah. Does Rashford play?
Sunday, Thursday.
I think you play him for you know, even half an hour or something. You know, I don't think he might not get or 60 minutes or so. He might not get the full 90 versus.
Just in case he gets injured, isn't it? He's a key player.
Yeah. But for me, I think Rashford is in such hot form. You just wouldn't. You need him really. I mean, I know that Weghorst is doing well and stuff, but he's just not, like you said, he's that Iniacho. And I mean, really, Weghorst might get a goal on Sunday, you know. So I do think maybe start Weghorst and other players and Garnacho and stuff, like maybe sort of like the team that we did versus Leeds, and then maybe Rashford comes on, you know. But then we saw what happened. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one.
It is. A lot of games in short spaces of time. I mean, that's something that Arteta's been moaning about, hasn't he?
Yeah.
In the
but
press
listen,
conference,
Jack, if you want to be up there, this is what you. Yeah, if you want to be up there, it's what you got to do.
They've got to play the games, haven't they? You know, if you want to win things, you can't moan. You just got to get on with it. You know, you've got a big enough squad to see all these games through, haven't you? Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City. They've got all the players to do so, haven't they? You know, I know you hear Klopp excuse after excuse when things ain't going right, and you know, he's one of them, Jurgen Klopp, isn't he? He likes to speak a lot in the media, and then it don't really go well for him, does it, when he is speaking the way he does at times? But that's a manager's frustration, isn't it, Natalie, when games do come thick and fast and you are in Europe and League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, and you can beat him for all cylinders of winning the Cups. And I think that's something that Ten Hag's got to take into consideration, hasn't he, with like team selection and that.
Oh, but I think he's done brilliant with it. Like, there's little things, you know, sometimes not everyone thinks that he makes too much or doesn't make enough, but I think he's managing it perfectly. Like you said, we got this game, we got Thursday, then we got the cup final. So I'm confident he will. I think we'll see different teams in different games. You know, maybe not. I don't want to say like it's a Leicester team, but maybe we'll see a lot of rotation for this one, knowing that we've got big games coming up. And then obviously, like you did that versus Leeds, it didn't really work out. But you know, you've got to. I don't know. Like I said, not everyone's at that level. I think once like City, their second team will probably still win the league. You know what I mean? Or still be up there in the top four. I don't think maybe our second team is at that level yet. So eventually it'll come, and we will be. I'm not just saying, but until then, yeah, there might be times when we do drop a point or so. And I suppose this is it for Leicester. Leicester have got to come and knowing that we've got these things and knowing that we might rotate and just really, like how Leeds did, and just take it to us, and it'll be a good game.
Yeah, Natalie, talk to me quickly before we talk on to stats, team selection, and that. The Barcelona game for you lot. Talk to me about that. 2-2 draw at the Nou Camp, which will obviously now go back to Old Trafford, is 2-1 aggregate. Talk to me about the game. What did you think of it as a Man United fan from your perspective?
Yeah, it was frustrating, really. I think we should have. I mean, their goal. I mean, we should even.
Was it a red card? Was it a red card now? The Kunde, is it Kunde, is it?
Yeah.
No big talk about the red card situation. I think Ten Hag had a few words as well to say about that one.
Yeah, I was going mad. I was watching it. Yeah, I think, yeah, it was. I think it was, well, penalty, innit? Well, it wasn't a penalty, but I don't know. It could have been, he fell in the box, and but it looked like he fouled him outside of it. But then sometimes, you know what the rules are like, outside, and it continues in. Yeah, VAR. I'm surprised that they didn't do more, look at it more, and go to the screen. Did he go to the screen? I can't even remember. But I'm surprised they didn't do all that kind of shebang. I remember Ten Hag going mad at it and just watching it and just being like, "What the fuck?" Why? Sorry, this is swearing, but why haven't we?
All right.
Yeah, I'm sure Ten Hag was saying a lot worse at the thing, but yeah. But this is what I mean as well. I don't really even there was, for me, that was annoying, yeah. But it was the Weghorst chance that was more annoying. You know what I mean? Because I think that you should put it. You shouldn't have to rely on. And I know it happens and that. Yeah, they should get them right, but I think you shouldn't have to rely on. In my opinion, you shouldn't have to rely on all this VAR rubbish. You should, especially when you're making chances like that, you should be putting them away yourself. And then, for me, what annoyed me as well about that game was the goals that we conceded were just. I know Barca were a good side, but that first one, I was fuming. I was with my mate, and I was ready to hit him. What the hell is this? What kind of, the ball bounced in front of him. I think he made good saves as well, but you couldn't be letting that in. You're in the top level of Europe, and things like that. We need to improve. It shows where we're at. I think that we're frustrated, that we did create lots of chances, that we got 2-1 up, then we ended up throwing it away. I mean, even that second goal is a bit silly for me. Good by him, though. Leeds missing him, but the goals that we conceded were just stupid goals, and I just. Like you said, you can't be doing that in Wan-Bissaka. That's what I'm saying. There's that level that we're at, and I don't think that our second team are at that level. And obviously, he's doing all right over Wan-Bissaka, but that's where it just shows the difference. He should have been on that header. He should have. I mean, De Gea, I can't believe he let that in, but it is what it is. If you'd given me a point, if you'd given me a 2-2, I probably would have taken it, but. Really, we should have been out of sight. Should have been winning by more. Penalty, Weghorst, these things, man. You gotta. Like I said, referees. Everyone knows they're rubbish. So I'm past the point. I think of watching WSL as well. I'm past the point of expecting a referee to get a decision right. I just think, we should be putting, especially when you're making chances, should be putting them to bed, in my opinion.
Yeah,
in games like that.
Let's have a look at head-to-head stats and that. Played 33 in the Premier League. Wins 20-4. Quite dominant, Man United. 9 draws between the two sides. In the last 5 Premier League meetings, Man United have won once. Leicester have won twice. 2 draws. I guess that breeds quite a bit of confidence being a Leicester fan. And then we talk about the last time round at Old Trafford, Natalie. A VAR controversial decision with Iheanacho and Rafael Varane. A game that Iheanacho scored in last season, and then Maddison scored, the away end erupted, and then Yeah, we celebrated, went mad, and then VAR accused Iheanacho of tapping Varane on the ankle. So, what was your thoughts on that game, Nat?
Yeah, I think it was a point in where we weren't in a good phase. You did deserve to win that game. You came at us. I think we're at a point there last year where how can I say, like, we were just in a bad place. It was under thingy, wasn't it, Ralph, and I think there'd been so much constant change at Man United. They didn't know whether they were coming or going. I feel like this is a totally different Man United team to anything that was last year. I mean, yeah, there's still players there that were in that team that probably aren't good enough, that probably will be moved on in the summer. But, I just feel like everyone is in such a happy place, whereas last year everyone was in such a miserable place. But yeah, I still think that Leicester took advantage of the situation we were in.
Should have won.
Should have won. Didn't. I was happy that you didn't. That's where we're at. Man United happy to get a point. Yeah, but I think it's a totally different Man United now.
Yeah, it is. Natalie, let's talk about foot in both camps. Obviously, there's been Danny Drinkwater, there's been Richie Delat. Talk to me about Jesse Lingard, firstly, on the picture. Talk to me about his time at Man United. Obviously, Leicester had him on loan quite a few years back. But talk to me how Jesse Lingard has done from his younger days to now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Man United fans are upset about Jesse and about how he's conducted his behaviour. But I like Jesse. I ain't got no problems with him. He's been at Man United since he was a little boy. I do think, I know a lot of people don't like what he said, but I do sort of have sympathy for him. I feel like Man United, we're complaining about the Glazers, so we know that they're not treating us fans right. So of course they're not treating players like Jesse right and stuff. And it was quite sad. He's sort of saying, "Oh, I expected this, expected that." No one even said nothing to me when I was like, give me 1 minute.
Okay.
No one said anything when he was, his last game and all that kind of stuff. And which is bad. We should treat someone like that with respect. And obviously a lot of people say he didn't give respect to Man United. He was leaking teams and stuff. Obviously that's bad, but I think it got to a point where do things. I don't know, and you have to ask yourself what's going on above and stuff. For me, in my opinion, sorry guys, I'm just charging my phone. What's going on above? And it wasn't good. It's not been good for a bit. I mean, even people slagging off Jesse, but apparently Bruno went to them and said, "What's going on? What's your plans? What's this? I don't want to sign a new contract." So for Jesse and even Rashford and stuff like that, a lot of these young boys getting stick, but Jesse, yeah, he's moved on. He's at Forest, at your enemies, and he's not doing probably as well as he could, and he's getting a lot of injuries and stuff like that. But for me, I think he did well for United. He's won us cups. I was there when he won you're talking about the last time we won cups, but Jesse was part of those teams, the last ones we won, and he was part of the reason why we won the FA Cup under Louis van Gaal. So he's got to get respect for me as a Man United fan. And like I said, he's been here. We brought him up. We sent him on loan. We did this. We looked after him then. And towards the end of his career, he hasn't done the best for us, but we haven't done the best for him as well. It's a mutual thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, Premier League winner Danny Simpson won the league with Leicester in 2015-16. Did a fantastic job at Leicester as a fullback. Talk to me about Danny Simpson.
Yeah, man United legend. You watch Man United TV and stuff, or watch a little thing, and he's coming up as it, and he's being promoted as Man United legend. And again, like Jesse, come through the youth system, Didn't really make it at Man United, but obviously, like you said, went to Leicester. Leicester did well, won the league. So, for me, I think I like Danny, and I'm glad like he's getting his, credit on United TV and stuff. But for me, Jesse is more a legend than Danny. No disrespect, but obviously a lot of people take it as, oh well, Jesse's done this, and but I think we've all been in a situation where we've been slagging off the club. So yeah, Jesse's just saying it as it is. But I really like Danny. I'm glad for him. I'm glad he's doing well. Now I'm glad he did well at Leicester. He's probably a bit more of a Leicester legend than a Man United legend. But yeah, I'm glad he's doing well.
The next one, Natalie, before we move on to the fridge, we're going to talk about Johnny Evans. You'll know him well. I believe you signed him from Sunderland, Nat. Man United under Fergie. He won trophies with Manchester United. Johnny Evans is a serial winner, knows how to win trophies at clubs. Obviously, he's won the FA Cup and Community Shield at Leicester. He's been a great servant for our football club. Talk to me about a Man United perspective and on big Johnny Evans.
Oh, Johnny is a legend. Johnny is a proper legend. Like, I love him. I think he's great. I think, like, if you talk about all of them, Johnny is up there, like, proper winning trophies with Rio, Vidic, and then it was Evans as well. And, obviously then he went, did he go straight to Leicester? I can't remember. Or did he go to Sunderland for a bit? I can't remember.
West Brom.
His full path. West Brom, that's it. But yeah, he's a Man United legend, like through and through. And is he a legend for Leicester, you reckon?
Yeah, he is a legend for Leicester, Johnny Evans. He's done his bit for Leicester. He's won the FA Cup with Leicester, Community Shield and that. He's been a great servant, Johnny Evans. We love big Johnny at Leicester. I've talked to Johnny Evans quite a few times after the home games, and he's a great bloke. And he's obviously it's just a shame at the minute that he's picking up these injuries, thigh injuries, foot injuries, and all that, and it's not really gone well for him in his career with like injuries now, because injuries can end players' careers, can't they, Nat? You know how it is. But let's move on to the fridge himself then. Mr. Harry Maguire, signed for Man United for £80 million. Talk to me a bit about Big H then. How's he done at Man United? I mean, it's not gone well for him since being captain at Man United when he first signed. Talk to me about Harry Maguire. It's been a love-hate relationship, hasn't it, Nat?
Yeah, I do feel sorry for him though. He's not deserved all the abuse he's got. I think he's not an £80 million player. I think it was at a point where Man United were just desperate for everyone. I think there was a point where Man United was signing players that City wanted, and I think Chelsea and Arsenal are going through that a bit. Yeah, I think Chelsea and Arsenal are going through that a bit, where Chelsea are signing all the players that Arsenal ain't to and just paying more money. But yeah, it was sort of more a case of, oh, we need a centre back, we don't know what we're doing. Oh, this one's good. Let's just pay £80 million. To be honest, I know you might not like this, but he's probably more a Leicester legend than a Man United legend. I know it didn't end well, but he won you guys the Premier League and stuff. I think he's done better for Leicester really than he did for Man United. So say maybe is that his level? I don't know. Probably a bit better. I don't know.
No, let me just cut you there. You just said he won the Premier League at Leicester. We signed him way after that.
Oh.
He weren't around when we were winning Premier League titles. Now, you know what I'm saying? Maguire,
yeah.
I believe signed him. I believe we signed him. We signed him from Hull for £17 million.
Yeah.
It was in 20. When did we sign Harry Maguire? 2017, 2018, I think.
I thought he was part of that. Maybe he wasn't.
No. Maguire ain't won it. Maguire talked about winning trophies at Man United. Obviously, he hasn't really done that yet, as he such. Yeah, Maguire was good with Johnny Evans. Obviously, Johnny Evans' leadership and experience and that helped Big H. And I thought he did well at Leicester, Harry Maguire. Now, let's move on to starting 11 then. Talk to me about a starting 11 Man United.
I do think it's going to be rotated a bit. Well, we know that Casemiro can't play. I think he might not start Rashford. I think he might start Garnacho. Just because, like we were saying, we've got a lot of big games coming up. So, I mean, listen, I'm not pro at these starting lineups and these things, but I do think it might be like Anthony, Weghorst, Garnacho thing. I mean, as the front, then like the Spitzer, Fred. I don't know if McTominay's back. I don't know who he'd put. Oh, and Bruno, yeah. And then probably the same back four. Maybe, I don't know. It might rotate. But I think back fours and stuff, back five, you can usually play the same one. I mean, yeah, that's what I think it'll be. I think it'll be the same, back line. But I just think, I think up top, you might give Rashford a rest.
Yep. Leicester, we'll go with Danny Ward in goal. Christensen, Souttar, Wout Fast, Castagna. Midfield of Harvey Barnes, James Maddison. I think Dewsbury Hall and Tete and Mendy will be in there as well. And Iheanacho up front. So I think we'll go the same team what beat Spurs. Tielemans is obviously going to be back from injury. Samare's fit as well, but I think they'll be on the bench. I can't see them two starting because Mendy had a fantastic game against Spurs. Ran that Spurs team ragged. He reminded me of Kante back in the 15-16 season where every ball he ran for, tackled, took the fight to Tottenham, and they didn't want none of it. And not these so-called big clubs like Tottenham. They like to play smoothly, don't they, without a challenge. When you got players challenging you and running at you and stuff like that, they don't like that. And, they kind of like feel under pressure. And I think that's what Tottenham's defence folded, in it. When you keep Harry Kane out of the game, Kulusevski and Son, it's difficult for Tottenham to even play football, isn't it, now, and win games without, because they're their key players, isn't it? That's where their goals come from, especially Harry Kane, scoring 267 Tottenham goals in his career now. So, now we're going to talk about score prediction then, Natalie. Which way is it going at Old Trafford? Obviously, you're going to go in favour of your own team. So, what do you reckon, Nat?
2-1 Man United. Like I said, I think if we were, Casa, Rashford, all this going all out, I would say, but I think because it will be, I don't think it'll be heavily, but I think it'll be slightly rotated. Yeah. I do see it being tough. I think, like I said, I was saying Iheanacho will score maybe for Leicester, but I just think Man United eventually will have enough, will come through. I mean, you guys might score first, we might go into the break 1-0 down, something like that, and then bang, that's when we'll turn the screw. I think even if we're sort of 1-1 towards the last 10 minutes, I think we'll just see it over the line. I'm just at that stage now, like I was sort of 30 years, very confident going into every game, I'm thinking that we can beat everyone. And that for me, I know you're talking about big clubs, and obviously maybe Spurs came to Leicester last week thinking, 3 points here, lads. And City, I don't think we should beat Leicester. Yeah. I don't think we'll have that mentality, but I do think, we know it's going to be tough. It was tough versus Leeds. You guys were running at us. So I think we've had that kind of jolt, knowing that teams are gonna try this. Like you're saying, you can see you guys versus Spurs, what you've done and the run of form that you're on. So, I mean, people might say me leaving Rashford out was disrespectful. Might be, yeah. But I do think that he'll either have a start, or he'll come on. And I just can see Rashford getting goals. Like everything he's touching is goals. So, I can see Rashford, and you know what, Anthony, Garnacho, them boys need a goal. Weghorst needs a goal. 3-1 Man United. That's what I think now.
So changed it.
Well, I've changed because I know that boys need goals. So I hope Weghorst and Rashford and one of the young wingers gets a goal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 Leicester. I think we've got huge confidence going into this one. It'll be a difficult game against Man United. It always is at Old Trafford. We expect no easy game. There'll be tough opponents. But I think Leicester will give Man United a game. They'll turn up and really take the fight to Man United and let them know they're in a game now. And that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting goals in 2-1 Leicester. Maddison and Iheanacho to score for the Foxes. And for Man United, I tell you what, I'm going to go Bruno Fernandes. I'm going to Bruno to score. Cayston's gone 2-2. Terence has gone 2-0. I tell you what, it'd be a massive result if we can keep clean sheet at Man United. I mean, we defended really well.
Yeah, I don't see that. Sorry, boys. I do see Man United scoring.
2-1. Right, Natalie, thank you for coming on. You've been a great guest tonight. Good luck after Sunday for the rest of the season. Obviously, we won't see you due to this be the second game of the season between the two sides. Yeah, all the best, Nat. Quickly tell everyone where they can find you then and what do you do?
Yeah, Natalie_17, Only One United. And it's Only One United Club on Twitter. But if you type in Only One United, you'll see it. We tweet about men's, but we tweet a lot about the women's. We big up the WSL, obviously Leicester in the WSL. They could survive. But obviously Man United women are going for the title, so that'd be really good if both men and women, come out with trophies. So yeah, obviously, follow me on Twitter. I always interact with Jack on his profile and stuff. So if you see me in the comments, do say something. So yeah, thanks guys.
No, appreciate it coming on, Nat. You've been a great guest, and I'll catch up with you at the WSL game when we travel to Leeds Sports Village when Leicester women will play there in the next few weeks, Natalie.
Yeah, definitely. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Cheers, Nat. That was Natalie Burrell, great guest tonight. Great chat, Nat. KFC Dad's gone 2-1. Gets confident, Guys, if you've enjoyed the stream tonight, please smash a like on the stream if you enjoy our content. Subscribe if you haven't already and you're new to the channel. Please hit the subscribe button. It's really much appreciated. What is coming up on the final whistle then? So we've got the match day vlog coming out on Sunday after the game. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. We'll have the match review on Monday night as we'll see what we'll be talking about. Will it be positive? Who knows on Monday night? Then we've got the Premier League predictions next Thursday. And we've got the match preview for Leicester as they take on second place Arsenal. So, yeah, really appreciate everyone coming in. Great guest, Nat. Yeah. Right, guys. Thank you for watching. This is Jack from the Final Whistle saying good night. Have a good rest of the evening. And if you see me at Old Trafford, come and say hello. Come and get your score predictions in on the vlog and all that. And I will catch you in a bit. Come on, the Foxes.